As you may know, Jujutsu Infinite is a game on Roblox released in late 2024, which was hyped up because of its amazing graphics, animations, and whatnot. It brought features from OG popular Roblox games such as Shinobi Life 2 with its innate spinning technique, and basically mixed it with Jujutsu Kaisen because it was a popular shonen anime at the time and it still is. Now, the game was good. Keyword was. Whilst the appetizers, players soon realized that, oh, this game is pretty much blocks fruits. I.e., what I mean is that they get a quest, beat up the curses, then get the XP for it, then repeat the process by getting a quest, beat up curse users, and then get XP for it. Which, yeah, that was another way to farm, but that was like the bosses, and that was basically the same thing but shorter. So that was like... But I won't get into it. Now, what am I really trying to discuss in this video? Well, I'm going to be talking about what makes Jujutsu Infinite such a bad game. And maybe if this video does well enough, I might make a video talking about why Jujutsu Infinite is such a good game. But realistically, that's an exaggeration and probably won't even happen. Also, just like a quick mention, they have not released the 10 Shadows yet. I have no clue why they haven't. I'm like 97% sure like the innate was promised to players like 3,000 years ago when the game dropped. But like I might cover this later. Damn, this is difficult. To start, yes, this game is a bandit beater. It's its most critical claim. You get a quest, you beat up some curses, and you get rewarded for it. In early game, it is kind of fun, but like, that's because like you're low level and like enemies progress as you do. But then like after like you're level 500, John Kaisen has both Sukuna's and Gojo's techniques, has those black flash arms that also wields the inverted spear of heaven, and is also the vessel of Gojo. This sounds like a terrible JJK OC. It begins to feel like, oh yeah, I'm the strongest, but nothing's really a challenge anymore. Because although you and the enemies are still relatively the same level, the skill difference is drastic. The other quests you do in this game aren't any better because most of them are just hold E and go here 5 times, or quickly kill these curses for me, or do God knows what. It's a lazy quest system in my opinion, and brings no real challenge into thrill. This is why bosses are still kind of fun and difficult, because they cap your level at their max level, so it still feels like somewhat of a challenge. But even then, you have PvE innates like King of Curses or Soul King, which literally mop the area of like any boss or curse within it. Like, holy shit, even Hein Arasukuna is at the level of your average grade 5 curse once you find a quick and spammable combo. Now, before you do go on in the comments say,
well, actually, naturally, you stupid idiot with the middle part. Obviously, it's going to be easy if you get a good combo and land the boss.
I'm sorry, this is the final boss of the game. This is basically Jujutsu God. In what world would I essentially reset time, kill Jujutsu God, see that he gave me nothing good, and then rinse and repeat? No! Okay, but before I do get off topic, this does kind of bring me to the next point. The Gojo 6-side Calamity boss, which is a mouthful by itself, is stupid hard. Which, yes, finally, there's a challenge in the game. Was this an exclusive set that I can only get by fighting the boss? It can be dropped from it too? Oh, golly! This armor set sure is going to be worth it. I mean, it could be worse. The armor set could be literally useless after the boss. So I'm recording this part like a day or a few after. Like I'm like recording this like mid-editing. But I actually did check the stats of the 6-side Calamity, and I was wrong. Mainly because I didn't research about the 6-side Calamity and its like buffs and whatever. I just did. So, all right. So now that we're in game, I have the full set equipped. I have all of my stats in just strength, so everything you see is just gonna be like no technique, it's just strength. But I guess to make it more fair, I'll refund all the points. I did some calculations and I looked at the inventory, not inventory, the armor set, and I saw that each one, or at least these 3, give the same amount. Oh, I think I might calculate this wrong, but in general, I've calculated it, and it comes out to around 80.2 HP, plus 226.6 strength, 354.5 technique, meaning that this is probably the best buff set that you can get. What I thought the set did was simply make it easier to beat the Calamity by giving you buffs, strengths, and whatnot, because you combine the red and the blue is the defense side of the Calamity, the red is the attack side, so I thought you would just deal more damage and have more defense against Calamity. That's what I thought it did. But no, looking at the actual effects and the passives of the armor set, we can see that each one has its own, but when you have the full set, it kind of like negates it, so you're not as weak. So for example, we can have the Aetherion here. I think that's the Aetherion. Its effect is the imaginary Aether. Performing 2 chanted non-maximum moves triggers imaginary Aether. The imaginary Aether is automatically conjured and harnessed before it detonates, dealing massive damage that bypasses vent. Then the Phantasis, which is, I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm sorry. Hollow Core protects you from your own imaginary Aether explosion. So the Aetherion makes you explode. But yeah, each one, like, look, this is what I meant. For example, look, Void Sanction, you take 20% less damage from 6-side Calamity. That's what I thought the whole thing does. So from now on, like, just pretend I didn't mention the terrible buffs of the armor set. I'm wrong. I admit I was wrong. It's only the Emperor, the pants of the armor set, that actually do something only against the six-sided Calamity. Otherwise, I thought it was just what you see here, the stats. So I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Since now I'm testing it, this is base skill. No, I mean like base damage. So I don't have any strength to put into this. The blade does 132 damage. I'm not sure how much it did before, but if we increase, we have to wait now. So now I have maxed out my skill tree for strength. And now it does 141 damage per M1. So that's like a 10-point difference. There's a 10 strength difference. 10. So the armor set gives you plus 10 damage. Now, I don't know if the sword counts as a technique sword or like what? Because I don't know if it counts for strength. But if we go to M1s here, I do 100 damage per M1. I jump up to 18. Yeah, you know what? I don't know how the damage works in this game. I don't know. I did the research now, so everything you hear me say either is waffle or I'm gonna correct myself mid-editing. So yeah. But for the rest of this whole six-sided calamities part, everything I say about the armor set is really irrelevant. I was wrong, and it's only one armor set part that really counts, I guess. Now look, I personally don't have it because I'm too lazy and I can't be asked to grind it because all my days. Look at what you need to get just for the armor set. Dollar Sword is probably the most worth it out of the whole set. But even then, it's such a horrid thing to get, but it is worth it. Because the sword itself deals... I don't even know how much damage it deals. I didn't check. The sword itself deals 157 base damage, which I'm not sure how much that would be if you were to max out the skill tree. I'll pop it up on screen like right here. But it makes up for it by having all of Gojo's abilities, that being blue, red, purple, you name it. Except the Infinite Void, which is... pretty obvious. This sword has a base chance of 1.1% to 1% on hard and nightmare mode only. Like, you can't even dream about it on easy nor medium. Now, you could say,
well, actually, not to them, you stupid British geezer. If you team up with someone good, and then there's not gonna be a problem.
Most of the people that are doing these are brain dead. I'm sorry, like, it's just the truth. Most of them are either brain dead or they're actual trolls. Like, I'm a good example. I'm not a troll, I'm just brain dead. When I fight a Calamity, I'm used to the funny purple circle on easy and medium mode, and not the brutal purple spiking I get on hard and nightmare mode. Now, I wouldn't mind sticking in my own lane, but the rewards are actually hard for easy or medium. I'm getting 15 energy per defeat for medium mode. This takes like 10 minutes maximum, even on easy mode, to even defeat. Like, because of like the way you fight him. Like maybe I shouldn't complain about this boss that much, because this is finally a challenge for those that need it, or like some people that actually have a thrill or like something to do in the game. Fine. I think the biggest complaint about the boss is its boss set. It's not that good after finishing Calamity, and in the story, it's built up to be this great danger, just to be like washed up and become like a bossy farm. You are my special. But from what I remember, because I played the game like 2 years ago now, right, with the story, you basically play as a Dollar Sword Megami, which is ironic because the 10 Shadows isn't even in the game yet. And you're facing Hei and Sukuna, which is... What? Why are we facing Sukuna in this prime when Gojo is here? Like, there's probably some in-universe explanation that I missed because I can't read because I'm a JJK fan. But I won't get into it. You get thrown into an amazing tutorial where you play as Gojo, which tells you all the mechanics, combat systems, and maximum domain, stuff like that, right? Then Kajaku pops up and says something along the lines of, "Ha, this will put my evil plan, you fast smellers. Now I can activate the merger." Which results in you becoming Gojo's vessel. What, you thought that earlier comment was me joking? No, that's actually the plot of the game. Anyway, Gojo then tells you something that explains why you can have more than one curse technique. But if I'm being honest, this part is just like a really boring and shoddy cover-up on why the devs are trying to make money. Most of the in-betweens aren't even a real story for the story. It's just farming to rank up and please your fanboy Gojo clan head with your amazing strength. Anyways, it goes like this. You enter your first bandit beater quest, which is far, far, far away from the village. After you come back, it's set on fire. God knows why, but it is. A snitch tells you that some curse users burned the village because they felt like it, which allows you to continue the story. After the curse beating, you get your first dimensional demon finger. Now, time for Nitrogen to turn into Mr. Nitrogen and tell you what the hell these dimensional fingers are. Alright, to start off, demon fingers are not the same thing as dimensional demon fingers. Demon fingers are used as a currency in the trade world and in the curse market. Dimensional demon fingers are like keys to other realms, because at the time of this story being written, the multiverse was peak writing. After reaching level 60, that dimensional finger that you had allows you to enter your first realm, An investigation, which is basically a linear curse beater, but that gives you different tasks to do and gives you a ranking depending on your performance. After finishing it, you get to fight the finger bearer, which gives you a brutal spanking. Even at level 500 if you're forced John Kaizen. After taking the finger's finger, the clan head sends you to check on the team that was dispatched a while ago, like while you were doing the investigation, just to see that the whole team is dead. And in front of them is a dimensional rift, which you can't even enter. After coming back to the village, however, you see there's a big-ass tsunami coming your way. And the clan head tells you to make some sort of dam, which like, you have a blindfold on, which tells me you have the safe size, because you have like sensitive eyes and shit. Number 2, if you're the head, you must be strong. So you must have the limitless. Do it yourself, damn! Pun intended, get it? Anyway, after dealing with that whole thing, you get to enter the rift. You get to meet the ocean curse, Thargon, which shows you the pinnacle of Jujutsu by popping a domain expansion at half its HP. His domain is like really easy to counter, just like stay away from the red circle, stay in the green circle. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, there you go. After this point, Thargon just becomes a sad finger grind, and like he's basically reduced to nothing beyond that. Fast forward to more curse being, you come to face Mahito, the Diddy of Jujutsu Kaisen, because he relies on touching you to activate curse technique. No, seriously, if this dude runs at you and touches you, he will shred your HP and stun lock you for like years. I'm going to immediately assume Mahito doesn't put belt to ass in his domain because you have Gojo inside of you. Pause. And like the only use the guy really has is making funny Jujutsu lobotomy memes by playing Adele Skyfall while you cosplay Yuji and just spam black flashes. Generally, he's like one of the worst bosses in the game behind Gojo in terms of difficulty, which is funny because the next boss you actually fight is Jogo. After you rescue some civilians from an active volcano and an oncoming meteor, you hop into another dimensional rift to face Jogo. Jogo's moveset relies on a lot of long-range moves, which is probably why he takes so long to defeat and why he's considered more difficult than most bosses, because his moves also take their sweet time to execute and finish. Once returning to the clan head for the 40th time, she tells you about some rotten anomaly, which is an overworld boss. Finally, I don't have to join another server to fight a boss. This doesn't last long, don't get your hopes up. Maybe one day we'll come back. Next is the teenager killer, Toji, which is actually comically self-aware that neither him or you are meant to exist at the same time, and that you must be Gojo's student, which is kind of a plot hole because Gojo was 16 at the time when Toji showed him the true ways of being an English citizen. But who reads the boss dialogues anyway? 1 purple later, Toji Fushigigon. Okay, now that you're done with that, you need to unlock your techniques maximum by going back to Jogo and getting your ass beaten horrendously, might I add. And I mean horrendously. This guy will turn you into a joke in your Discord VC. After this, it selects a random technique in your arsenal, like it can activate your 6 size, summon a black hole, or enter a Gundam mech. If you got the one you didn't really like, then don't worry, because after killing Joker for a second time, you basically lose that maximum and instead get a dimensional max scroll, which lets you choose out which maximum you want to pick. If you're not sure which one, then just go into the sandbox. You can literally test anything there. But you gotta note that this is a one-time thing. Once you get it once, you cannot get it again. After reaching 80% of your Jujutsu potential, you now have to fight Sukuna, which I am really glad this guy is not as strong as in canon, because this guy would flick us in the forehead and we would die. After getting into half HP, he folds you in half, insults you and your mother, and as well as Gojo. Then he proceeds to laugh at you as he pops his domain. Then suddenly you get a flashback of Gojo slandering you, calling you a bum, a fraud, and a potential man. You take that shit personally and unlock a domain, hitting Sukuna with an infinite void and hitting 400 hollow purple. You get a bummy ass rock field, which is your incomplete domain. I mean, it's still good if you want to negate a domain and keep a slot in your curse technique moveset. But other than that, there's no effect in the domain. I mean, the only thing it does is change visually depending if a Sukuna's curse technique equipped or not. Other than that, it's like nothing. It's just a field. After that, Jujutsu God is defeated and there's literally nothing else for you to do. You became the special and became the strongest. Dude, you gotta be fucking more content, yay! This was the most recent story, so it's pretty short, but overall introduced the six-eyed calamity, showing it all off in its glory and power, as well as teaching you how to fight it, because it is nothing like the previous bosses. My biggest worry with this boss is that I didn't mention previously, is a massive plot hole it creates. Like, is this an alternate version of Gojo that died and turned into a vengeful curse? Or is this like our universe's like curse that's zero relation to Gojo? Which in that case, does that mean there's a curse that manifests with 6 as a limitless? Now, I'm a JJK fan, so obviously I can't read. As well as the fact I don't remember clearly what the hell the calamity is. But if it is the latter, then I am terrified that there is a shrine calamity somewhere out there. Okay, this segment is taking too long, so I'm gonna wrap it up. The story in general is okay, I guess, because there's a lot of curse beating in between and a lot of investigations in between that too, which is fine, I guess, because you're also exposing the players to another game mode apart from just the bosses and overworld quests. But the investigations still follow the same formula of beat curse, do a small side quest, beat more curses, and then here's a boss. The story basically hands you a max coin domain on a silver platter with utensils and everything, which I think it would be better if they simply had you do a quest line to unlock both respective ultimates instead of putting a boss to half HP and putting belt to ass from there. It feels much more rewarding and give the sense of satisfaction to the player, as well as like strength. I'm poor. Personally, the only game passes I have on this game are skip spins because I feel like an impatient fuck. And then they're back because I can't be just to risk rolling some garbage in it because I felt lucky one time. I guess that's the fun part of gambling. Now, the pricings on this game, like, really aren't great in my opinion. But I'm a poor person, so who am I to talk to the rich that can afford it? It's 400 Robux each for both innate slot 3 and 4, which is already 100 Robux bump from Shinobi Life's Bloodline slots, which I'm not really sure why I keep going back to that game. It was like just really peak, as well as it being a direct and obvious inspiration. Then it's a whopping 1700 for Heritage Restriction. Why is anyone spending this much to be Toji? I've seen people complain about it in the Discord about needing a buff or like something. So it can't even be that good for its price. Its biggest feats are like probably that it's already max level, has all its moves, and bypasses domain effect, as well as giving you a free worm, which technically the worm itself costs £20, but that's another story. Another thing that heavy restriction gives you is the sudden urge to put a stunt Sukuna did in season 1 of the anime. Because why the hell did you spend £20 on this? Don't even get me started on an item notifier. It's 2700. Why? An item spawn every hour and it's not even guaranteed. Most of the time it's either like talisman, weapons, or like fingers, and people usually buy this just for the lucky chance that a domain shard or like a max score just spawns somewhere. But they're not even that difficult to grind for, in my opinion. You probably have an easier time grinding Dargod for its juicy tentacles that like you can exchange 4 fingers, then those fingers for domain shards, max cross, etc. You can get a full squad of 4 and you can get like 500 tentacles, which is like 50 fingers within like 30 minutes if you use /luck every 10 chests. I've tested this. I can confirm this. Look, here's proof. When I met you in the summer. Where's my water? The only thing holding you back is really just like curse market, which is like where you can exchange it for. These game passes overall just like overpriced, even if it's a little bit. Even skip spins, it's like 150. Like it makes your life so much easier, and spinning isn't as tedious as it normally would be, so it shouldn't be priced as is. Not to mention it's a 5+ game, so mainly kids that don't know any better than take mummy's credit card because they wanted to become Jujutsu Avatar. Now, if you did get this far into the video, please consider subscribing. It helps a lot, lets me know that you enjoy this type of content and whatnot. So, yeah. The 10 Shadows technique, if you don't know, is Megumi's curse technique, which lets him summon and command 10 Shikigami as long as he has tamed them by defeating them in a fair battle. These consist of the 2 divine dogs, which you start with, Nue, Grey Serpent, Toad, Elephant, Rabbit Escape, Round Deer, Piercing Ox, Tiger Funeral, and a handled sword, Divergence Healer, Divine General, Papi, Maharaga. Each of these shadows have different abilities, such as Nue being an electric bird, or Round Deer being able to heal anyone with reverse curse technique, and Maharaga being able to adapt to all and every phenomenon. This technique has been heavily suggested, even though it's been promised. And I will know because I read the suggestion tab regularly and even suggest some of my own things sometimes. And see other people's takes on the moveset, even though most of the time it's literally just a word for word kind of like copy of itself. If this technique does get added, please be legendary. We do not need more special grades. Look at this list. I guys actually done like a month after this. This video took way too long to make. It was meant to be like 40 minutes long, so I cut it down to 17 or around so. This is part 1. So if you enjoyed it, please let me know in the below. Let me know down below. I'll probably release part 2 sooner or later. Don't know when, but I will. But yeah, if you enjoyed this type of content, then make sure to like and subscribe because it tells me that you guys enjoy this type of stuff. And yeah, Discord down below. Make sure to join that. It's very dry there. Please revive it. Please. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to stay in school, don't do drugs, and eat your buddies' kids. Oh yeah, and wear your seatbelt.
Police steady watching me. Every day they clocking me. What? Every day they clocking me. Police steady watching me. Every day they clocking me. Red alert, I'm the dangerous. I keep that Glock on me. And they ain't looking for no trouble. I'm just looking out for me. Cause I done did shit. The niggas ain't talking about no weapon beat. Boy, I'm talking tragedy. Masses, casualties. Shit that I can't even remember. Bet they remember me. Shit that happened later December. I bring that winter heat. Niggas down the whole